it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts again, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is Subtle Sunday. So I have a slightly different project for Subtle Sunday because I am not doing any stamping at all, but I am using cardstock from the Subtles collection. I'm cheating a bit because I'm using designer series paper and foil, but I never said I wouldn't. So this is the little project we're making today. It's a little box. And it contains a L'Occitane soap. It's using the, I really must look these things up before I start, Bundle of Love designer series paper, which is gorgeous. Just saying. So I've only got some of it left, but let me show you what I've sort of got-ish left. So you can see why I'm saying it's gorgeous. So it only uses 3 colours if you think of vanilla as a colour, plus foil. So it's got this lovely sort of random dots and dashes pattern in foil with the very vanilla background, and then on the reverse this comes in both Blushing Bride and Soft Sky. Yes, Soft Sky. Then you've got this sort of knitted pattern, which again is in foil. So each one comes in the colour and then the foiled version of it. So it is just gorgeous. So yeah, it's just beautiful. The problem is, which side do you use? Because they're both divine. Anyway, so that's what we're using today. Tiny weeny piece of it, and actually it's an even smaller piece of it if you make 2, because this uses, there's no stamping, by the way, today. So for those of you who don't do much stamping, this is perfect for you. So I have used the Lovely Words Thinlet die, which come with a circle which says hugs, the heart that says lovely, and the oval which says friend. These match the both the stitched shape framelets for the circle and the oval, but also the layering dies, so the sweet and sassy hearts, and then the circles and the ovals. And I have used, not on the one that you can see, but on the one that we're going to make, I have used the layering circle framelit dies. So these. So, little box, let's get started with making that, and then I will come on to all the how I've done it. Shall I just plug my brain in again? It's been a really bizarre week, and I'll come on to why possibly in a bit. So I am going to make this version in the blue, because why wouldn't I? I'm in the middle of working out the metric, so bear with me on that, but all the measurements are in the associated blog post below. So yeah, don't worry about writing things down, because I will kind of get through these as quickly as I can. Simply scored scoring board. The base of the box is made with a piece of 5 by 5 inches cardstock, and the lid is made with a piece that is a very weird size. It's 4 9/16 square, so 4 9/16 by 4 9/16. Basically, it's just a little bit bigger than 4.5, and that is so you get a nice snug, but not too snug fit on your lid. The actual box is 3 inches square and 1 inch deep. So, with your base piece, all you need to do is score at 1 inch all the way round, and I would always encourage you to actually turn and score at 1 inch all the way round, because however carefully you cut and however brilliant your trimmer is, and the Stampin' Up trimmer is of course brilliant, it's never going to be quite square. So if you score at the inch mark on all 4 sides, you know that that is going to be the same depth regardless of any minor error. The lid I'm scoring at 3/4 of an inch all the way around, or on all 4 sides. So same again, just put your card up to the top and then just score at 3/4 of an inch all the way around. So that is all the scoring we need to do. Pop that away, and now just do the usual fold and burnish. And I suppose it's probably time for a bit of a weather forecast or weather update, isn't it? Because we've had, if you're watching this in the UK, you know we've had the most bizarre weather so far this August. It's been, well, in fact this summer, we've had some amazingly hot days earlier in the summer, where you will remember that I was complaining that it was really hot and that my fan didn't work. Well, I've since discovered that there was a reason my fan didn't work. Right, so I've scored on all sides. I'm just cutting in and wedging out. Now, I always cut to what I call the inside. So if I want to keep this piece, I cut to the inside of the score line. This is the outside, this is the inside. So I cut to the inside of the score line, and then this piece is going to fold round, so I wedge that out. And then I wedge out on the other side as well. So when that folds in, it's not too tight. But then I will do the inside again, which is obviously the opposite side. So I can't say left and right because it's not the same. Anyway, so yes, I discovered why my fan wasn't working. It's got a remote control, and I thought it was the battery that had run out, so I got new batteries, and they're inevitably those sorts of batteries that are not cheap. That's why that wasn't wedged enough for me. Yeah, no, switching it on at the mains would have been good, really, wouldn't it? So there I was at 35 degrees, complaining about the heat and the fact the fan doesn't work. And now I am wearing a thick jumper and complaining that the weather is just ridiculously chilly. However, for the first time in days, it's sunny. There's actual sunshine. There's shadows and everything. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the lid. Just wedge out. So yes, however, tomorrow's forecast is for rain. So I'm not holding my breath. There is a certain inevitability. I've started doing the couch to 5k running thing because I need to take some exercise. So I'm doing this couch to 5k thing, running program, and you do it every other day. And there's a certain inevitability that the dry days have been the days when I'm not running, and the wet days have been the days that I am. So there we go. I thought if I started doing it in the summer, I would at least start in dry weather. But I'm still doing it. I'm being very good. I'm going out in the rain because I'm not going to get any fitter by not going out. Right, fast fuse to build this up. So we're doing the base first, and I'm just doing a little bit of fast fuse in on each of these tabs. You could use a wet adhesive if you've got the patience of a saint. I don't. You could use tear and tape. I wouldn't use snail because this is card and it's a box. But yeah, other than that. So I'm just lining this cut edge up to the fold, and there we have our nice box, and the same with the lid. Although actually, no, I was going to say I might do the decoration on top first, but I won't. So yes, so there is, as I say, an inevitability. And as I say, it's been an interesting week because I've been asked if I might consider doing some contract work for one of my old employers. So who knows? It's kind of been weird. It came out of nowhere. So we'll see. And I've just discovered that I was in the press last month when I didn't know, for a charity card making event I did for the Ronald McDonald House. So yes, it's just been a very odd week, one way and another. So I did suggest that I was only going to use a very small amount of the designer series paper. So this is the designer series paper, and I've cut hugs and then I've lined it with gold so that you can actually see that it says hugs. Well, you know, there's a huge amount of waste there. So I thought I could die cut a circle. Let's get this the right way up. Die cut a circle and then put the bit that would otherwise go in the bin back to form the word hugs, because it still reads hugs. I mean, okay, the little bits are missing out of there, but it's still hugs. So if you make 2 boxes, you only have to use 1 piece of designer series paper, and it's only 2 3/4 inches square anyway. So that's all good. Again, I'm going to use my wet adhesive. I'm not going to use a huge amount because I do not want, although this dries clear, what I don't want is for it to come onto the foil bit that you're going to see, because it will dry clear, but it will still dry not clean, if you see what I mean. So it gives me just enough wiggle room to make sure it's in the middle of the circle, but not so much that I'm squishing out the sides, is what I'm looking for, really. And I'm only bringing in the silicone mat because, well, I don't know why, actually, because I have. Oh, yes, because when I did the original, I used fast fuse, and I put fast fuse in the corners, and again, I didn't want it coming over the edges. So I used my silicone mat, because if you use your silicone mat, the fast fuse doesn't stick to the silicone. Yay! So this is the one that is slightly trickier, because this now needs to line up correctly to make hugs and to still be basically square, if you can be square in a circle, in the circle, which that is. So that's good. That's just annoying me. It's only a dimensional backer. Right, so I've only got the 1 bar of soap, so let's take it out and pop it in there just to show that it does fit. Pop the lid on so that that fits. Let's pop this back together again. Where are we? 12 minutes. Gosh, I'm doing vaguely well. So I want some dimensionals. And for those of you that have been watching me this week, groan, you're going to say, she's going to say it again. Do remember that you can join my team now and get in your starter kit, £99 for £130 worth of product of your choice. You can order from the new autumn winter catalogue, so you can get new stuff in your starter kit, and then get the rest of your Christmas wish list at a discount when the catalogue comes out in September. But you'll get catalogues in your starter kit, so you'll be able to see it in advance. So that's all good. So yeah, and we all know we have to spend lots of money on crafty goods for Christmas. This is the metallic edged ribbon in Berry Vanilla, which is in the annual catalogue. And I'm just going to do a double bunny ears bow. So 2 loops, and then you just push one, you cross them over and then put one of them through the loop. In my family, this would have been called an Auntie Betty bow, because my Aunt Betty used to tie bows like this. So why wouldn't we call it an Auntie Betty bow? Still an Auntie Betty bow, because Auntie Betty still lives down in Cornwall. So yes. So just because you have missed the Christmas in July offer doesn't mean that the fantastic offer that is always there isn't still there, because it is. So do take advantage of that. You would then have until the end of this year to meet your minimums to continue as a demonstrator, but if you don't, nothing is going to happen other than you get to keep all the stuff you've ordered, and you stop being a demonstrator, so don't worry about that. I like to think of it as a membership thing, rather than as a joining as a demonstrator. I don't like the word demonstrator in this context. So I'm just using a glue dot to, whoops, pop on that way on the back of my bow, And just pop that in the corner. Yes, like it. So yes, do think about becoming a member of my team and a member of the Stampin' Up family. It's a great fun. We have an absolute blast. If you want more information, there are links to that below, and also on the associated blog post, which is linked below. And the dimensions and all that good stuff are there. And the very few products that I've used are all details below as well. If you've enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos from me, then please do hit the subscribe button. I would love to have you following me. I would love it if you needed to buy anything if you bought from me, which if you're in the UK, you can. And again, if you would like to join my team, if you're in the UK, then that would be great too. So yeah, I look forward to welcoming you either as a customer or as a team member or as a subscriber very soon. Thanks a lot for joining me, and I will see you again very, very soon, I hope. Bye!